Hello, welcome. It's Rose. Today I have a fun kind of process video for you. I'm working with several freebies, so this video will have, I think there's 3 freebies that are available that kind of go with this video. And I am making, the process is using some silver, and I tried to make like TinType or daguerreotype images. I don't know if you can see. It's hard because the light is making, yeah, anyway. I'm also putting together frames and pieces for the Ash and Bloom collection that I'm working with this month. You do not need to be working with the Ash and Bloom collection, but there are freebies that will help you to create some frames and some backgrounds and stuff of your own if you don't want to be working with the Ash and Bloom kit. So I hope you'll join me. Hello, thanks for joining me today. So today I have a lot to share with you, and a lot of them are freebies. So this is a jam-packed video that has some techniques, some ways of working with photos or other images, and information about freebies and how to get the Ash and Bloom collection. You can get the Ash and Bloom collection with a code for me for $19.99, which is generally, with all the listings together, all of the different listings, it would be about $130. So it's considerably compact together if you purchase everything together. The first freebie that I want to just give you some information on is this one here, because we're going to be using it in this video for some of the techniques. So there's an 8-page freebie that is in the Facebook group only, and it has some of these girls, couple sizes, I think 3 sizes, and then some of these. I'm not going to end up showing you this. It's got a 4x4 in it, and another page of fussy cuts that I don't have printed out here, and then these tags. And so we're going to actually be using the tags, these here, and the girls, maybe some of the backgrounds for this video. So I wanted to tell you about that. What you'll have to do is actually go to the Facebook group, which will be listed in the description box below, and that is where the link is to download that directly from the Dropbox. So if you're already a member, you probably know already about it, so thank you so much. I'm also have decided that it would be important for me to work with some of a kit that you guys haven't seen, which is part of the Ash and Bloom series. And I don't love the images because I am not a creepy person. This way they kind of make me uncomfortable, but my daughter and my granddaughters like scary things. So this is like the monster edition that goes with Ash and Bloom. And I'm going to use some of these because they work really awesome with the Ash and Bloom kit. And I'm going to tell you how to get the whole monster edition that matches the Ash and Bloom kit. I'm going to tell you how to get that one for free too. So, but I will tell you later on or sometime in the middle of the video, so you'll have to watch for that. But we will be using some of these images. Okay, so that's not all, but for now, I want to also tell you what some of the supplies are and what you'll need. Oh, that may entail telling you. Okay, so there is one more freebie. So there'll be information on that one too. There's a freebie that I'm gifting you that has some of these textures. I don't know if you can see them because they can be important in playing with what we're going to play with. So you'll get some textures, and then the freebie also has some frames like this or like this. These different sizes, okay? That's what the freebie has, but so you're gonna need, if you wanna play along, you're gonna need some frames, and they can be your frames. They don't have to be my frames, but I am including those, and they don't have to be my textures. They can be your textures. I'm also using sticker paper, which is my favorite. I'll show you. This is the one I bought. It is 8.5 by 11, 30 sheets, and I think it was $8.50 on Amazon. And I really love this paper for printing things on that are, you know, like when we're layering with transparency. Okay, so you'll need that, and then you'll also need this Rust-Oleum mirror effect. So with no further ado, let's get started here. I want to show you, I have taken a transparency, which you can also use transparencies if you like. So I am using a couple of transparencies. That's important to note too. I have sprayed on the back of the transparency this mirror effect spray paint. And so you'll want to do that on a couple of the pages that you're using. And you can, if you don't want to use the acetate, you can use a page of the sticker paper and it will work just as well. In fact, sometimes, or maybe even a little bit better. Okay, so all I'm actually doing, it's really kind of a simple process, but the first thing that I've done. Okay, let's get started here. The first thing I want to show you, I have printed, I'm also using, these are the Ash and Bloom Beauties. You can use any image you want, but these are the Ash and Bloom image Beauties, and I printed, these are 4 per page. One of the pages has that, but there are quite a few different sizes that this kit comes. The images come. So you get the individual photos, and then you get, some of them are in strips. The pages are different sizes. I chose the one that's the 4x4, and so I printed it on the sticker paper. So these are transparent, these images here. I also So I've also got the, we'll start simple as we build this. I've also got these are transparencies that I have sprayed the mirror effect paint on too. And all I'm going to do is make sure that I have enough mirror effect for my frame. And so I'm going to cut that out. And okay, so I've cut out my frame, which is on cardstock. I put it on cardstock and then I mounted it on cardboard. Looks like it could be inked a little bit more. Yeah. You can choose any frame. You can use any images, any frame. I'm just showing the technique of how I really like the way that the silver looks. It looks like some of the silver photographs that were taken long ago. Okay, so we've got that, and then these don't need texture because they're already pretty aged. So what I'm going to do is place my sticker. You can use layer 2 transparencies if that's how you're doing it. I'm gonna have to trim this. Make sure that the painted side is on the back, and then the other side here, I'm just going to place these together, and you can tell already that it gives it a pretty cool effect without much done there. So if I want to at this point make it a little more aged, or what I can do is take some sandpaper and just scratch up the back. So I'm going to do that with this one here. I'm just kind of gonna, it's optional, not necessary, but I'm going to just kind of scrape up the sides here. And like if I want to highlight like the face here, I'm going to kind of note where the face is. I'm actually going to do quite a bit there so that I bring a little more light to the face. Okay, and these will need to be have some kind of white background in the back before you put it with the frame, because you'll notice that without it, it's considerably darker. And again, that would be personal choice of what you might like. So this next part is just really simple, because all we're doing is gluing the image to the frame. These could have a reverse frame, and they could just be tucked into a journal. Oops, looks like it's not quite. If you make a mistake, have some wet wipes close by so that you can wipe your, yeah, be a little more careful than me. Wipe your glue off. I actually really adore this, which is interesting. So this frame could get decorated however you want. What I'm going to do is just kind of trim. This hangs over. Put some words on it or some lace or something else before you put it in your journal. So the other thing that you could do is actually, instead of leaving it like this and just gluing it directly into your journal, you could cover it with some pattern paper, something else like that. Like I said, so really pretty simple. And I'm just adding this so that I have that white background to show through. And I'm not doing much with this back, because I'm just going to glue it into the journal. It'd be great on a belly band, just on its own. So it'd even be nice on the front cover. Just gonna find it. Let's probably just put it here. Okay, so your freebie also includes this mirror. There's some different size mirrors. That one, there's this size. So there's different frames and different frame sizes, and then textures, and yeah, it's got quite a few cool things in it. So what I'm going to do on this one too is I'm just going to cut this out so that it will fit in this area here. It's a great way to make a little mirror. But let's add this image here to it. Again, sticker paper onto transparency, and then you can see that this image here is just glued to cardboard. Cut this out. Let's see, this looks like we'll have to trim it after, but basically like this. The glare you're seeing is from the silver in the back. So if I put it here first, then what I can do is make sure that it is centered where I want before I add the back. Trimming that so it doesn't hang over, and then I'm just going to glue these together. Ooh, you want to make sure you get all the bubbles out. This would be super cute decorated with some lace, and the way you put together the smaller ones is the same way that you put together this one. The smaller ones will just hold a different image size. A rough idea. Probably need some lace and a few other embellishments, but you get the basic idea, right? Okay. I have mounted a bunch of the Ashton Bloom collection, the smaller, these are the 3x3 images, onto the back of the mirrored background already so that I don't have to show you that part. Okay, so I've got a bunch of them that are this would be the 3x3 page that is this size here. And these are the monsters, so you could use the monsters. I'm using the Ashton Bloom Beauties, and again, printed on paper like this, this is the sticker paper. And I'm doing the very same process, except for when I'm using the monster ones. The monster ones, not only did I use mirror, but I used some of the texture pages. So the texture pages are for things like your slides, or some of these like cards. So this is here, like this is one of the smaller size put into the cabinet card. This one too. Okay, here's one of the horror ones done the same way. I really just, personally, I like the effect a lot of the mirror. It looks like the silver tone type tin graph, I forget what they're called, photographs. I'm hoping you're hearing what I'm trying to say here. So that's some examples there of those. Let's see. Okay. But how you do that is by, I'm going to use the monster ones so I can show you the layered effect. This one is just the sticker paper onto the mirror background. So I can do these two witches. That'll be fun. So I noticed as I gathered my supplies, will never say her name right. Barbara Bipar Paper Lover. She actually works with the mirrored effect paint that I bought. Her process is considerably different, and I think I just watched some of it yesterday. I think she is using a kit from Seven Plaza. So I think I noticed her layering's a little different and how she applies the paint. So if this kind of process intrigues you, you do not have to use the mirrored effect. You can use, just use the transparencies and layer those. But if you're interested in that with her, I would go check out her video. So what you'll do for it, she doesn't use sticker paper. So you can use the sticker paper here, and in the middle of these, you'll want to have the photograph first and then the photograph on top of the transparency that has like the aged spots, the cracks and stuff. It helps the photograph, if it's not aged, to look more aged. And then the mirror effect background. So we'll do that one. And you can kind of see there's a difference in how the photos look. I mean, there's a significant difference in the styling. You choose what you like, but I thought this was fun, and I thought it was a lot of fun to play with too. So I did play with putting the texture on the top of the image, and I did not like it as much. So for these, I have, let's see, these are not, it's not a good size. These little bit bigger size, yeah. So very same thing as I did before. You're gonna glue them in layers down to this here. Okay, I actually decided not to use one of these frames for these witches because I probably will not put the witches in. Oh, let's do it anyway. So I've got the sticker paper first. Then the texture paper. And then I'm going to glue the mirror background. And again, there's a ton of things you could do if you wanted to leave this transparent. You could add another frame on the back. Or not. See how approximate I'm just making my cuts. I'm going to add lace to the back of this, and if I wasn't gluing it into something, I could finish the back. So let's see. I'm adding the white background because it makes the image pop. Gonna switch gears a little bit. So this is what it looks like in the frame, and at the end of the video I'll show you what it's like for me to having put some of the other images in the frame. But I do want you to see how differently the images look, just a comparison if you're trying to decide, you know, should I go through the extra effort or not. You may enjoy the images with the frames on their own. But this is what it's like when you add the kind of it's like, it is like a sepia silver effect. What's the difference? Okay, I have done that with some of the cards that come with the Ash and Bloom kit. So let me just show you really quick, like this one and this one. I want to show you really quick how to work with these cabinet cards, because sometimes I get a lot of questions about how to make those work well. And let me just show you that I prepared this one. I needed the white background, but I basically cut it out and folded it in half like this. You can see I have going here. Okay, and the space where there's the bigger space in between is where I'm folding. I'm leaving the huge space in between. And then I'm just gonna glue in my image. Definitely will need to trim it, but get it where you want in the frame. And notice I haven't at this point put any glue on this side of the frame. Oops. Let me get this glued in here so that I can trim it. I used an X-Acto knife to cut out the inside of these that come with the kit, Ash and Bloom kit. So before I seal it up also, I'm going to make sure that all the edges and the inside where it would be difficult for me to get, here and here and here, are inked. And then I'm just going to add more glue. Be sparingly on the front where you see your picture. Okay. Now I'm going to trim this edge. And that's kind of my secret to getting it aligned. So. Just showing you so far here with the frames and then with the cabinet cards. Okay, so now I want to work with these and with these, and we can also put some in to these. These would be fun. What you need to know, this, sorry, I thought I hit pause. I need to get better at editing my videos. I'm sorry, I have so much going on. I appreciate your patience with me. So what I have here is, this is the same type of, the way that these came. So you can mount them on cardboard if you want for them to be a little bit stronger. I might suggest that depending on the use that you have. But I want to show you how I cut these out so that it makes it fairly easy for me to get them lined up. And because I have the same kind of idea with the cabinet cards. So what I do is basically I cut one side and then I cut the edges. And notice I'm just cutting straight even though this is a rounded edge. Okay, so I'm just cutting straight. And then on these I fold it. And if I do that, then I've got these two edges match. And then it makes it fairly easy for me to match this side, but you'll want to look at both sides as you cut in case you mismanaged it a little bit. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you on this from here, but I wanted you to see how you can cut it out. These need to have the inside cut out. So I'll just show you. I'm going to use an X-Acto knife, and I'm not going to use a ruler just because this is, these are a little bit grungy, and so they're not exactly straight. And I seem to have done better by just eyeballing it. So that's all we're going to do with these. So I'll cut out the center of these frames. Like I said, they're a little bit grungy, so it's not like an exact, but if you want yours to not have a little bit of a distressed edge, you can use a ruler to cut it out. So I really noticed the white spot up in the corner of the video, and I'm so spent. I recorded this off and on for 4 days, and I think I'm not going to re-record. I'm just going to kind of tie things up for you. And what I wanted you to see is that these items here, so what I've done is I've cut out the pieces that go in the center, right? And I was going to be using these with the mirror, and it just I did not love how it ended up looking. Let me show you. It's too, what's the right word? It's almost too translucent. It's almost too transparent. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite. Actually liked it better without, so I did without. But I wanted you to understand why I was using this sticker paper, and part of the reason, why wouldn't I just do something else? What I want you to see is that choosing to use the sticker paper gives you the top that makes it look like glass. Okay, and that's really kind of the idea that I was going for, as opposed to layering it with the transparency. So I like that effect, and I like that with slides too. That's part of that reasoning there. So let me just show you putting these together, and we'll kind of wrap things up. Anything that's printed on a sticker paper or a slide, sticker paper that's transparent like this, you'll want to pay attention to the background. And that can be a positive thing for layering things, or like I said, maybe not so much. This has a light background, so these actually look fairly good on the plain white background, but not everything does. I want to see what it looks like on just the coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to put a stick that just place it, the whole thing. I've cut it in a square so that it has the shiny side that protects this here, so it looks like it's like glass. And you can see that idea can be done. That actually looks pretty good. So when I work with this, basically, what I like to do is just barely tack it in the top. Not a lot of glue, but so that I get a good idea of where I would like it. Yeah. And then I'm going to apply a lot of glue here. On this side. Oops. I didn't put enough on the front. The reason I put it on the front is so that I get a good idea of where it matches. That didn't work out the way it usually does for me, but that's because I'm on camera, right? Okay. So now I'm just going to apply glue to this side. Here's the place where you might add any embellishments like lace or a ruffle, something like that. But I just basically want to show you the basics of putting these together. I think it's self-explanatory, but there are some ideas. You'll see these if they work out. You will have seen them at the beginning of the video, and how I've decorated them. I also am going to do the same thing really very quickly here with these have this cute Halloween background on it. And I don't have a Halloween journal, so I'm not going to do a ton of these, but I did want to use the freebies to kind of show you, right? So that's the difference. This is on white, just the sticker right directly on it, and then this is on the coffee dyed paper, and I think it actually looks really nice on the coffee dyed paper. Okay, so what if we're using some of the monster files? So like this one here. Okay, so these can get the mirror and all the other things that we had talked, and you'll see that if we go this way, not sure. Kind of like it this other way. So just like everything else, we will put the sticker itself on the texture, and then yeah, you can see this didn't work out very well. And then the and it's really pretty basic. These are just going to go into the frame. It's going to be done the same way if I were to be doing it with the frames. Okay, same idea. These will go in here. I'm going to do that off camera. So I don't know what you think, but without the mirror, it almost looks as good. So you play with it. I still like the mirror, so I'm going to add the mirror. So I've got a few more frames. I'm just going to show you what I've done with some of the other ones. Like the bugs look really cool done like that. So I'm going to do that with this here. Maybe not. We'll see. The main thing is to have fun, right? No, I'm not gonna like that, I can tell you right now. Maybe we'll just have a broken mirror. No, I might just do that. Even that looks good. Okay, I think that's just the main part of what I wanted to show you. Like as far as techniques and stuff go. It's hard with the glare, I'm sorry. What I do want to encourage you to do is make mistakes and to try things that might or might not work out. And be adventurous, because you might discover some new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking. I'm going to end for now, and I'll probably have a recap after this. So thank you so much for joining me. My name's Rose. Have a good day. Thank you.